Hi, I'm Elena. I'm going to be reviewing the second grade math lesson. So I think something that was amazing was how she was able to redirect and refocus her students onto the lesson really quickly. Being second grade, attention spans are just not second grade material. So having them be able to go through and just kind of focus back onto what it was very gently and very kindly was really great. However, I think that it's important to use the same strategies and be consistent with those strategies because I saw several different strategies being used, and some worked and some didn't really work. So maybe maintaining those and keeping those same strategies that do work for your classroom instead of trying different tactics. I also thought that you did a great job of continuously keeping student engagement. You were always prompting them with questions and having them really think about what was going on in the lesson, which was awesome. I was engaged in the lesson. I was really paying attention to what you were having to say about place value. However, with some of the questions that you asked, maybe try rephrasing certain questions that you see confused looks on rather than restating the same question. While repetition is very, very important, restating questions in different ways for comprehension's sake is always a great tool to have in the back of your head, because not every student grasps every question that's stated this exact same way. Even for me, there was a question early on in the lesson about why place value is the way it is, and I was confused by the question. So maybe stating it in different ways when you see confused looks on students can help you better progress your lesson the way that you intend it to progress. Lastly, I think that your transitions were really great, especially at the end when you were transitioning your lesson to your reading, how you had two students come up and they picked up the boards and the dry erase markers. I thought that was great, and then while that was happening, all the other students turned to face the teacher or to face you on your stool to read the book. I also think, however, that when you have your students come to the carpet as a whole group, it's important to give the students that struggle with decisions to prompt them or give them options on where to sit, because I do understand that you're using the strategy of allowing them to make their own decisions and coming to the conclusion that they should sit in a positive spot for them, not somewhere where they're going to talk to a bunch of students. However, with students that kind of struggle with figuring out where they should sit, maybe giving them a few options to have in their back pocket can help them figure out where they should sit and make that transition a little faster rather than waiting for them to figure it out. There's 3 questions I have for you. One, what have you improved upon the most? So looking back on past lesson plans, where is something that you have improved upon and just show great pride in that improvement? Second, would you have liked to have changed, or what would you have liked to have done better to redirect your behavior? Even though you did a great job of doing it, is there anything that you would have better done to have that lesson go smoother? And lastly, anything about your class regarding yourself, your students, or the lesson planning itself, what are you most proud about? You always have to take a moment to reflect on the positives. What are you proud of in your lesson planning? Thanks.